2024 Brauber 17 Foxdy. Okay. So I struggled with the last section about the if we jump back to page 128 real quick, the probability of a conjunction of two independent events is the product of the probabilities of each. Of course, the trap in the conjunction formula lies in the proviso independent, because it has to be two independent events. It is not a conjunction. You don't do that multiplication for that conjunction if it's just two events. And so they give some examples of that, like families that want their kids to be the same gender, or that only want girls or only want boys or whatever. Well, those are the options. And then now do we understand the neighborhood watch thing yet? Okay, when a streak of rare occurrences pops up in entities that are not quarantined from one another, such as the occupants of a building who give each other colds, then the set of observations is in effect a single event, not a freakish run of events, and their probabilities may be multiplied. On page 129, by the way. Oh, may not be multiplied. Is that what I said? Yeah. May not be multiplied. Right. So it shouldn't be like, whoa, 100 people in this building have colds. That's crazy. Because, gosh, the chances of one getting a cold was 5%, and then of that one, and then of that one, and then of that one. Whoa, that's so unlikely. That's crazy. No, you can't. You wouldn't say that, because it's a single event. It's whether the building got the virus in it or not, I guess. All right. For example, if the crime rate was below average in each of the 12 months after neighborhood watch signs were posted in a city, it would be a mistake to conclude that the run must be due to the signage rather than chance. Okay. Right. Crime rates change slowly. That part, yeah, okay, yeah. And then the patterns in 1 month carry over to the next. But I don't understand why okay, we can't say it must be due to the signage. But can we take it as evidence that the signage it was useful? Probability? All right. Let's just carry on. Okay. In the legal arena, misapplying the formula for a conjunction is not just a math error, but a miscarriage of justice. A notorious example is the bogus Meadows Law, named after a British pediatrician who declared that when crib deaths within a family are examined, 1 is a tragedy, 2 is suspicious, and 3 is murder unless there is proof to the contrary. In the 1999 case of the attorney Sally Clark, who had lost 2 infant sons, the doctor testified that since the probability of a crib death in an affluent, non-smoking family is 1 in 8,500, the probability of 2 crib deaths is the square of that number, 1 in 72 million. Clark was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder. Appalled statisticians pointed out the mistake. Crib deaths within a family are not independent because siblings may share a genetic predisposition, the home may have elevated risk factors, and the parents may have reacted to the first tragedy by taking misguided precautions that increase the chance of a second. Clark was released after a second appeal on different grounds, and in the following years, hundreds of cases based on similar errors had to be reviewed. Another howler in calculating conjunctions. I love that word howler. It's on my wall. A howler that's like a false proof of something. What's a howler? Oh, a stupid or glaring mistake, especially an amusing one. No, I could have sworn there was something about a false proof. Howler, mathematics. Yeah, bogus proofs. In mathematics, certain kinds of mistaken proof are often blah, 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 mathematical fallacy. Where do we get to howler stuff? Howlers. Examples exist of mathematically correct results derived by incorrect lines of reasoning. Such an argument, however true the conclusion appears to be, is mathematically invalid and is commonly known as a howler. All right, and then they have this. Let's see. Let's take a photo now of my post-it because it's the same example. Okay. So we canceled out the sixes, which you can't obviously do. You can't cancel out digits. We canceled out the sixes, and we happen to get 1 over 4, which is a true reduction of 16 over 64. But it's but how we got there is bullshit, and that I love because of how often the system, of how often the mental operators can get to the, or no, not can get to the, how often